They said the golden age of motorcycles was over. They said manufacturers had gone soft. But 2025 and 2026 are about to deliver the most mind-blowing lineup of motorcycles the world has ever seen. Engineering masterpieces that push the boundaries of physics, common sense, and human survival instincts. Buckle up because this ride is about to get absolutely wild. Number 10. 2025 Honda CBR 1000R R-R Fireblade SP. Honda's CBR 600RR is built for riders to test their limits without the fear of crossing them. But the 1000RR-R Fireblade SP is built for riders who want to obliterate those limits entirely. Honda engineers went back to the drawing board and asked themselves one simple question: what if we built a bike that could make professional racers nervous? The answer is this mechanical masterpiece. The completely redesigned inline-4 engine produces 214 horsepower and 85 pound-feet of torque with power delivery so smoothly that you don't realize you're going dangerously fast until you look down and see speeds that require federal permits. The power curve is so perfect that it feels like riding on a magic carpet. The engine internals have been completely overhauled with titanium connecting rods, forged pistons with diamond-like carbon coating, and a crankshaft that's balanced to tolerances measured in microscopic units. The combustion chambers are shaped with mathematical precision that creates burn characteristics so efficient that the engine produces more power while using less fuel than physically possible. The revolutionary ram air system doesn't just feed the engine, it force feeds it oxygen with the intensity of a hurricane. At top speed, the air intake pressure becomes so high that the engine essentially becomes naturally supercharged. The velocity stacks are tuned to create resonance frequencies that actually amplify the engine's power output beyond its mechanical limits. But this bike is so refined that it makes 200 miles per hour feel like a casual Sunday cruise. The aerodynamics are so advanced that the bike actually becomes more stable as it approaches speeds that would make a fighter jet jealous. The winglets create 32 pounds of downforce at 180 miles per hour, literally pressing the bike into the pavement with supernatural forces. The carbon fiber bodywork isn't just lightweight, it's structural. Each panel is designed to contribute to the bike's overall rigidity while creating aerodynamic efficiency that borders on supernatural. The fairings are shaped using wind tunnel data from Honda's F1 program, creating air management so sophisticated that the bike cuts through the atmosphere like a laser beam. The electronic package includes 9-axis IMU technology that takes 1,000 readings per second, creating a digital nervous system that knows what the bike is doing before the rider does. The traction control system can detect wheel spin events that last milliseconds and make corrections in real time that are invisible to human perception. If you're still here and enjoying the video so far, subscribe, and let us know in the comments the bikes you're looking forward to seeing. Let's continue. Number 9. 2025 Suzuki GSXR 1000R Ghost Edition. Suzuki looked at the competition and realized they needed to build something special, something that would remind the world why the GSXR name strikes fear into the hearts of lesser motorcycles. The Ghost Edition is their declaration of war. This bike doesn't just go fast, it disappears into speed. The nickname Ghost comes from its ability to vanish from mirrors faster than supernatural phenomena. The aerodynamic package creates a profile so slippery that air molecules don't even realize it's passing through. The completely redesigned 999cc inline-4 engine produces 202 horsepower with a power-to-weight ratio that defies physics. The variable valve timing system is so sophisticated that it essentially gives you multiple bikes in one. Low RPM feels like riding a gentleman's touring bike. High RPM feels like being shot out of a cannon operated by caffeinated physicists. The carbon fiber wheels aren't just lightweight, they're structural masterpieces. Each wheel is laid up in 47 individual layers of carbon fiber with orientations calculated by supercomputers. The resulting wheels are 43% lighter than aluminum, but 78% stronger, creating rotational inertia so low that the bike changes direction with supernatural agility. The electronics package includes a mode called Phantom that essentially turns off every safety system and lets you experience what pure, unfiltered motorcycle fury feels like. Engaging Phantom mode requires a special sequence of button presses, a signed waiver, and probably a prayer to whatever mechanical gods you believe in. The quick shifter system allows clutchless shifting that happens so fast that gear changes are completed between engine firing cycles. The shifts are so seamless that riders report feeling like they're riding a single-speed electric motor with infinite gears. Even with these fears, what would you do for an actual biker street fighter? A bike that drove its engineers completely insane? Number 8. 2025 Ducati Street Fighter V4 SP2. The Ducati Panagal V4 lineup has become much more desirable for 2025, but the Street Fighter V4 SP2 takes that desirability and cranks it up to 11,000. This isn't just a naked bike, it's a Panagal V4 that had its fairings surgically removed and its anger amplified. The 1,103cc V4 engine sits exposed like a mechanical heart beating with pure Italian passion, producing 208 horsepower and 90 pound-feet of torque, with delivery that feels like being repeatedly struck by lightning. The SP2 designation means Ducati's engineers went completely insane with the parts bin. We're talking about components that cost more than most people's annual salary. The Marcassini forged wheels are so lightweight that they practically levitate. Each wheel is 2.3 pounds lighter than stock, creating handling characteristics that border on supernatural. The carbon fiber bodywork isn't just for show, it's structural. Each piece is designed to contribute to the bike's overall rigidity while reducing weight by 4.2 pounds compared to standard materials. The carbon fiber is laid up in patterns that create directional strength characteristics optimized for different stress loads. Remember the original H2? If you do, then you must know about its evil twin that went to graduate school. Hey, if you followed the gist up to now, kindly like the video and hit that subscribe button for more motorcycle updates coming your way. Number 7. 2025 Kawasaki Ninja H2 SXSE Plus. Kawasaki took their supercharged monster and asked, what if we made it comfortable enough for long trips? The result is a bike that can cross continents at speeds that make satellites jealous. The supercharged 999cc inline-4 engine doesn't just produce power, it produces 200 horsepower and 101 pound-feet of torque through a whirlwind of compressed air and mechanical fury that sounds like the end times having a really good time. The Kawasaki Heavy Industries design supercharger spins at 130,000 RPM, creating boost pressures that force more air into the engine than should be physically possible. The supercharger whine is so addictive that riders have been known to accelerate just to hear it sing. The acoustic signature has been tuned to create frequencies that trigger euphoric responses in the human brain. The sound isn't just mechanical, it's psychological warfare against anyone who dares to challenge you. This bike combines touring comfort with superbike performance in ways that shouldn't be possible. You can ride it across the country in supreme comfort, then arrive at your destination and terrorize local track days. It's like having a luxury sedan that can transform into a fighter jet with the push of a button. The advanced cruise control system is so smooth that you forget you're traveling at speeds that are illegal in most solar systems. The system can maintain precise speeds even while accelerating up mountain passes or decelerating down steep descents, using engine braking and throttle control with precision that exceeds human capabilities. The aerodynamic package creates a cocoon of controlled air that reduces wind buffeting to negligible levels, even at sustained triple-digit speeds. The windscreen adjusts electronically to optimize airflow based on rider height, speed, and wind conditions. Do you know what you get when Italian artisans decide to build a motorcycle god? Number 6. 2025 MV Augusta F4R RSCS. MV Augusta looked at the motorcycle market and decided that everyone else was thinking too small. The F4R RSCS isn't just a superbike, it's a rolling sculpture that happens to produce 212 horsepower and 88 pound-feet of torque with enough power to alter reality. The 998cc inline-4 engine is hand-assembled by craftsmen who probably have to take sacred oaths before they are allowed to touch the components. Each engine is individually blessed by Italian engineers who speak to it in whispers and ancient technical dialects. The assembly process takes 47 hours per engine, with tolerances measured in molecular units. This bike is so exclusive that they only build 300 units worldwide to supply serious collectors and professional maniacs. The waiting list is longer than most people's lifespans. The deposit alone costs more than most motorcycles, and the final price reaches into stratospheric territory reserved for mechanical royalty. The SCS Smart Clutch System technology allows for seamless gear changes that feel more like telepathy than mechanical operation. You think about shifting, and the bike reads your mind and executes perfect gear changes that would make professional racers weep with joy. The system uses electromagnetic actuators that can complete gear changes in 23 milliseconds. The carbon fiber monocoque chassis is structural perfection. The frame is made from a single piece of carbon fiber that's stronger than steel, but lighter than aluminum. The manufacturing process requires aerospace-grade facilities and technicians with security clearances. The exhaust note is so perfect that it's been known to cause spontaneous emotional episodes in seasoned riders. The sound is musical. The exhaust system is tuned to create harmonic frequencies that resonate at frequencies that trigger euphoric responses. It's like the bike is performing opera while traveling at supersonic speeds. Can you imagine the result you get when you take a super bike and strip away everything that makes it civilized? Number 5, 2025 Aprilia Tuono V4 1100 Factory. The Aprilia Tuono V4 1100 Factory is the answer to the question, what if we built a bike specifically designed to terrify professional riders? This is a psychological experiment disguised as transportation. Aprilia took their RS-V4 superbike platform and performed surgical removal of every component that might make you feel safe or comfortable. What remains is pure, unfiltered Italian aggression, wrapped in a chassis that produces 175 horsepower and 89 pound-feet of torque, with delivery that feels like being repeatedly struck by concentrated lightning. The 1077cc V4 engine produces power that comes with a warning label in 7 languages and a mandatory counseling session. The throttle response is so immediate that thoughts of acceleration become reality before your brain can process what's happening. It's like having a direct neural connection to controlled explosions. The revolutionary V4 engine uses variable valve timing that can change valve timing 500 times per second, creating power delivery that adapts to riding conditions faster than human reflexes can detect. The intake valves are made from titanium alloy that's lighter than aluminum but stronger than steel. The aerodynamics are so sophisticated that the bike actually creates its own weather system while moving. The winglets don't just provide downforce, they create a bubble of controlled air that makes the bike more stable as speeds approach supersonic. At 180 miles per hour, the winglets create 41 pounds of downforce, literally pressing the bike into the pavement. Each wheel is laid up in 47 individual layers of carbon fiber, with orientations calculated by supercomputers. The Aprilia Performance Ride Control System includes 8-level traction control, wheelie control that can hold the front wheel at precisely the optimal angle for maximum acceleration, and launch control that can achieve perfect starts even when the rider is having a complete mental breakdown. And speaking of breakdowns, KTM looked at their already legendary Superduke R and decided it wasn't quite dangerous enough for the new generation of adrenaline addicts. So they made something matter. Number 4, 2026 KTM 1390 Superduke R Evo. The 1390 Superduke R Evo isn't just an evolution, it's a complete revolution in what naked bikes can achieve. This machine doesn't just push boundaries, it obliterates them and builds new ones made of pure insanity. The 1390cc V-twin engine has been completely redesigned to produce 190 horsepower and 103 pound-feet of torque, with power figures that require federal permits to discuss. We're talking about torque numbers so high that they're measured in geological units. The power delivery is so violent that it comes with mandatory counseling sessions and a support group for previous owners. The revolutionary engine design uses a 75-degree V-twin configuration with variable valve timing that can adjust valve timing 1,000 times per second. The pistons are forged from aerospace-grade aluminum and feature diamond-like carbon coating that reduces friction to theoretical limits. The Evo includes technology that won't be standard on other bikes for the next decade. The 6-axis IMU system takes 1,000 readings per second and can predict your next move before you make it. It's like riding with a crystal ball that's also a supercomputer with a PhD in physics. The WP Apex Pro suspension system is so advanced that it can adjust compression and rebound damping independently for each wheel based on real-time data from the bike's sensors. The system knows what the road surface is like before the wheel even touches it. Now we enter the realm of legends. These are mechanical deities that exist in a higher dimension of speed and performance. You must know the Yamaha R1. You thought it was crazy? The upgrade makes the R1 look like a training bicycle with training wheels and safety padding. Yamaha took everything they learned from dominating MotoGP and crammed it into a machine that you can actually buy. Number 3, 2026 Yamaha R7 World GP Edition. This is a time machine that transports you directly into the future of speed. The 689cc parallel twin engine has been so radically redesigned that it produces 95 horsepower and 52 pound-feet of torque, with power figures that defy physics and probably violate several conservation laws. The revolutionary engine design uses variable valve timing, direct injection, and forced induction through a compact supercharger system that spins at 95,000 RPM. The result is a parallel twin that produces more power than most V4 superbikes. But here's where it gets crazy. The World GP edition includes actual MotoGP technology that's been declassified for civilian use. We're talking about electronics so advanced that they were previously considered military secrets. The traction control system predicts when you're going to think about wheel spin and makes preemptive adjustments. The seamless shift transmission allows gear changes without interrupting power delivery. The system uses electromagnetic actuators that can complete gear changes in 12 milliseconds, faster than human perception can detect. Riders report feeling like they're riding a single-speed electric motor with infinite gears. The carbon fiber monocoque chassis weighs only 31 pounds but is stronger than steel. The frame is made using aerospace-grade manufacturing techniques that require security clearances and probably background checks. The GP edition comes with a track mode that essentially turns the bike into a street-legal MotoGP machine. The suspension, aerodynamics, and electronics are all optimized for maximum performance without regard for comfort, fuel economy, or human survival instincts. The Öhlins suspension system is so advanced that it's individually calibrated for each bike based on computer simulations of every major racing circuit in the world. The system knows what corner you're approaching before you do and pre-adjusts the suspension for optimal performance. The Brembo brake system features calipers that are machined from solid blocks of aluminum with cooling channels that create airflow patterns similar to aircraft turbines. The brake discs are made from a proprietary steel alloy that can withstand temperatures that would melt most automotive brake systems. Number 2, 2026 Ducati Panagal V4R WSBK factory replica. Ducati engineers looked at their World Superbike Championship winning machine and said, what if we made this street legal and even more insane? The result is a bike that doesn't just push boundaries, it obliterates them and builds new ones just to obliterate those too. Ducati has gone the extra mile to make the new V4 lighter, faster, and more dangerous than anything that has ever rolled on two wheels. This isn't just evolution, it's a complete revolution in what a motorcycle can be. The 998cc Desmosedici Stradale R engine has been tuned to produce 221 horsepower and 93 pound-feet of torque with power levels that require signed disclaimers and probably next-of-kin notifications. We're talking about horsepower figures so high that they're classified as weapons grade. The rev limiter is set at 16,500 RPM, frequencies that can shatter glass and possibly open portals to other dimensions. The engine internals feature titanium connecting rods, forged pistons with diamond-like carbon coating, and a crankshaft that's balanced to tolerances so precise that it requires scientific instruments to measure. The combustion chambers are shaped with mathematical precision that creates burn characteristics approaching theoretical perfection. This bike is so advanced that it includes technology that won't be standard on other bikes for the next decade. The aerodynamic package creates downforce so extreme that the bike actually gets heavier as it goes faster, defying every law of physics except the ones that matter. At 200 miles per hour, the winglets create 68 pounds of downforce, literally pressing the bike into the pavement with supernatural force. The electronics package includes an AI system that learns from every ride and becomes more effective the more you ride it. It's like having a professional race coach living inside your motorcycle, except this coach never gets tired, never makes mistakes, and never tells you to slow down. This bike doesn't just make you a better rider, it makes you a different species of rider, one that exists in a higher dimension of speed and precision. Riders report experiencing slow motion perception while traveling at speeds that approach light speed. Number 1. 2026 Kawasaki ZX25R Supercharged. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the pinnacle of human engineering insanity. Forget everything you think you know about Kawasaki. The 2026 ZX25R Supercharged is simply the most insane motorcycle ever built. This machine represents the absolute peak of what happens when engineers have unlimited budgets, no fear of consequences, and complete disregard for human survival instincts. Kawasaki engineers took a 250cc inline-4 engine and forced it to breathe through a supercharger that spins at 140,000 RPM, faster than most aircraft engines. The result is a machine that shouldn't exist, can't exist according to traditional physics, but somehow does exist, and it's absolutely terrifying. This bike produces 120 horsepower and 67 pound-feet of torque from 250 cubic centimeters. Let that sink in. The power-to-weight ratio is so ridiculous that the bike actually has to be equipped with special tires just to maintain contact with the earth. The supercharged 250cc engine revs to 19,500 RPM. That's higher than most motorcycle racing engines and approaching Formula One territory. The sound it makes isn't just mechanical, it's otherworldly. It screams at frequencies that can be heard from orbit and probably picked up by radio telescopes. The engine internals feature titanium connecting rods, forged pistons with diamond-like carbon coating, and a crankshaft that's balanced to tolerances so precise that it requires scientific instruments to measure. The combustion chambers are shaped with mathematical precision that creates burn characteristics approaching theoretical perfection. This bike goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.1 seconds. That's faster than most supercars, faster than bikes with twice the displacement, faster than anything that should be legal on public roads. The acceleration is so violent that riders report experiencing G-forces typically reserved for fighter pilots and astronauts. But wait, there's more. The ZX25R Supercharged weighs only 140 kilograms, 308 pounds. That's lighter than most dirt bikes. Combined with the supercharged power output, the power-to-weight ratio enters territory previously occupied only by rocket ships and supernatural phenomena. The carbon fiber monocoque chassis weighs only 27 pounds but is stronger than steel. The frame is made using aerospace-grade manufacturing techniques that require security clearances and probably background checks. The chassis geometry has been optimized using wind tunnel data from Kawasaki's MotoGP program. The chassis has been redesigned from the ground up to handle forces that no 250cc bike should ever experience. The frame is made from chromoly steel that's stronger than titanium but lighter than aluminum. The suspension components are individually handcrafted by artisans who probably require security clearance and possibly divine intervention. Are you ready for more insanity? Are you prepared to learn about the hidden engineering that makes these machines possible? Can you handle the truth about what these bikes are really capable of? The next video is waiting for you right there. Tap it, watch it. I guarantee you won't regret it. And if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button and subscribe for more.